The moment I stopped stuffing my emotions to get through life and stress and discovered this biblical practice hidden in plain sight, everything changed. Most Christians miss this because our solution to anxiety is often just praying harder or trying to avoid difficult emotions altogether. But this year, Christians are discovering an ancient biblical truth combined with a modern technique that's transforming their relationship with anxiety. If you found comfort in Christ-centered meditation, you're gonna love what I'm about to share. It's the missing piece that helps process those intense emotions that surface during our quiet time with God. You know those moments throughout the day when overwhelming feelings bubble up? When it doesn't feel safe to feel your feelings for one reason or another? Maybe because they're so intense they feel like they could drown you, or because you've been taught that you should only have positive emotions and you shouldn't be having these negative feelings. That's exactly why God led me to this powerful practice I'm about to share with you. I'm Sandra, and I'm a meditation coach and a clinical EFT practitioner. And a few years back, we brought our 3-year-old son home through an international adoption from Haiti. We had prepared so long for this moment, and I was already in therapy, but I was still struggling to face the emotion of it all once he came home. I thought I would be able to handle the grief that he was going through and the changes it meant for our whole family. I felt guilty for how I was feeling and kept trying to tell myself that I should just be grateful and happy. I tried all the strategies I had learned. I was still meditating and exercising. I had a community of people and friends around me, but none of it felt like it was helping. And so many days were spent just trying to keep our heads above water, but the emotions of it all felt like they were drowning me. That's when a trusted friend introduced me to EFT tapping, and I was desperate, so I tried it. In one session, I felt my nervous system regulate for the first time in months. I could breathe, and as I safely gave voice to my feelings, I felt them move through me and significantly decrease in intensity. I could finally see from a different perspective, so much so that I was able to naturally shift my approach with my son. And these changes launched us into a season of connection and healing that laid the foundation for the growing relationship we have today. One session, a few minutes of tapping changed my life. That's why I want you to have this tool too, because I've seen the evidence not only in research articles, but in my own life. Just as God designed our bodies with pressure points to relax and physically heal, God's given us powerful emotional release points too. When Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened," that's our invitation to notice and acknowledge how we're feeling. That's exactly what EFT tapping does. It combines gentle physical touch with prayer and meditation, creating a powerful path to peace. When I first learned about tapping, I thought to myself, how can tapping on my face help me with my problems? But if you think about it, these points are places we instinctively go to when we're feeling stressed or scared. When people are scared, we put our hand to our chest, or when we have a headache, we rub our temples or our eyes, and when we're nervous, we wring our hands. Here's the thing. When we feel unsafe, we go into a stress mode of fight or flight. Our highest thinking and creative problem solving goes out the window when facing danger because we need quick and instant decisions because we're in survival mode. And while that might help us if we're running away from a wild bear, it's not a helpful response when we're trying to process deep emotions. In order to process this web of feelings, we need a tool to get out of fight or flight. So when we've outrun the bear and we finally feel safe, our heart has stopped pumping, the adrenaline has drained, and we're finally able to relax, that's when we can finally think clearly and look at our feelings objectively. It's so amazing how God designed our bodies. When we tap on these natural pressure points, it neurologically disrupts the signals of fight or flight and tells your body you're safe. And when you feel safe, you can start processing your feelings more objectively. Like a surfer, you start to ride the waves of emotion instead of getting drowned by them. Let me show you how simple this is. You simply think about something that's been weighing on your heart. Maybe it's that constant pressure to be perfect, or the exhaustion of trying to do it all, or maybe you're just feeling frustrated, angry, or sad. And as we tap on these natural God-given pressure points, we acknowledge our feelings while inviting God's peace in. It's like having a physical anchor for your prayers. When we do this, instead of our bodies freaking out in fight or flight and getting flooded by the emotions, it calms us down and reconnects us to the place where we can more clearly hear God's voice. And if you'd like to learn more about how to use this powerful tool in your everyday life to stop stuffing your feelings and avoiding difficult emotions, I have a short workshop you can check out to help you start your own journey to freedom. Just like Christ-centered meditations create space for God's presence, EFT tapping creates space for God's healing. One of our community members, Asia, shared how combining these practices helped her find freedom from years of perfectionism and anxiety. Claire came in skeptical and said she was shocked at how well tapping worked for her. She said that in just a few sessions, she was able to let go of some emotional baggage that she had been carrying for years and finally felt safe to feel her feelings. So whether you're wrestling with perfectionism, processing difficult emotions, or simply seeking a deeper peace, remember, God didn't design you to stuff your feelings so you can get through life. He's provided these natural tools like EFT tapping to help you experience His presence in both the calm and the storms. I want you to imagine a year from now, looking back at this moment as the turning point, when you finally found a way to process those overwhelming emotions, no longer stuffing unwanted feelings, and being able to draw closer to God in freedom. That's exactly what happened for me and countless others in our community. If you're ready to stop just surviving your emotions and start transforming them into stepping stones for growth, click below to check out the workshop, and I'll be there to guide you every step of the way. Because sometimes the bravest prayer we can pray is, God, help me feel safe to feel my feelings. Happy tapping.